Today we are very blessed to have His Grace Bishop Youssef, Bishop of the Diocese of Southern U.S. Thank you, Grace, for being with us today. Some young people believe that a life of chastity is impossible nowadays. They are overwhelmingly pressured by society with its dangerous and persistent occasions for sin. Satan has always worked in this world against God and against holiness. It is very crucial to understand that without God's help, we are very powerless. We cannot do anything. We must always request for God's grace, assistance, and support in helping us attain the life of purity and the life of chastity. Sayed, I would like to start our discussion today about what was God's intention to create mind, intellect, emotions, and senses. I'm sure He had very good intentions for us to use them for our all goodness.
When God created man, as we read in Genesis chapter 1, God created man in the image of God and after His likeness. And actually God gave the man everything that he needs in order to live a holy, godly, pure, and chaste life. If we like to summarize the whole Bible in one commandment, this commandment will be the commandment of love. And as the Lord Jesus Christ said, the whole law can be summarized in love the Lord your God and love your neighbor as yourself. In order for this love to be fruitful and keep the person in holy way, this love has to be enriched by emotions. But emotions only is not enough to protect the love. But we have also to have the mind. So the balance between mind and heart actually will protect the love from being drifted away. For example, if the person has mind but has no heart, no emotions, no feeling, all of us, we know the importance of feeling in our life. We need somebody to feel for me, to identify with my feeling, to rejoice with me when I'm happy, to grieve with me when I'm sorrowful. Also, the need to be loved and to need to be accepted by others is very, very important. That's why God created the emotions. But on the other side, if we imagine there is emotions only, but there is no mind, actually this emotion can be very destructive to others, because the mind will guard and protect the emotions from being drifted away or being directed to the wrong person or the wrong object. So God in His wisdom gave us the mind and gave us the heart, both of them to protect the major commandment, which is the commandment of love, whether it's our love for God and our love for others. And we will reflect during our discussion more about the 4 types of love, and we will see how both mind and heart protect the love from being drifted away. These 2 elements are very, very important, the mind and heart.
They work together.
Yes.
For the true love. The body is a good creation, but the body possesses many pleasurable indulgences and physical needs. Does Christ demand young youth to ignore their physical needs and deprive their body and its need?
Body is, as you said, is created by God. And God never will create something bad.
Exactly.
So the body actually is not bad. It's a gift from God. It's very, very good and helpful to the person. But in order to answer your question, let me think about the horse. If the person who is riding the horse, as long as he's in control of the horse, actually he can run, he can go to his destination, he can be successful in his war, like in the past when they used horses in war. But once the person loses the control over the horse, this actually can be like a killer to the horseman himself.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Here, the analogy I'm trying to make here, the body is like the horse. As long as I am in control of the body, then actually the body will serve me very, very well. But when I lose the control over the body controls the mind and the spirit, not the opposite. Not the mind and spirit are controlling the body. Then actually this will be very destructive to the person. So here, the body, the mistake is not in the body. Or I cannot say it is bad, the body it's bad, no. But what it is bad when the body will be in control. Because actually the hierarchy that the Lord set for the human being, mind and spirit should be in control of the body.
Okay.
Like for example, in a country, let me give you another example. In a country, there is government, there is people who are working, workers. So there is a certain hierarchy. As long as the structure is going in the right way, the government or this country will be functioning properly. But if the structure reversed, then actually it will be bad for the country. For the family, the hierarchy, parents should be in control. Children should follow. If we reverse the hierarchy and children start to rule and parents follow the children, then actually it will be destructive to the whole family. So can I say children are bad? No. But when we put children in control of the family, not the parents, this will be destructive. In the same way, body should be submissive to the spirit and the mind. If we reverse this hierarchy, and the body now is in control, controlling the decisions of the person, controlling his mind, controlling his spirit, this will be destructive.
I see. Now, St. Paul, the apostle, has mentioned that the flesh works against the spirit, and the spirit works against the body. And we all know that the spirit is God's voice in us. Does this mean that our body could be a sinful body since it works against the spirit?
Actually, with the fall of Adam and Eve, corruption entered in the world. So we are born with a corrupted nature.
Mm-hmm.
But this is because of the fall. God, when He created human being, as we say in St. Basil liturgy, God who created man without corruption, in incorruption.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the fall, we are born with corrupted nature. Of course, in baptism, we receive a new nature. But still, the weakness of the flesh works in us. That's why there is a constant war between the desire of the flesh and the desire of the spirit.
Mm.
And again, as I said, if the flesh starts to take control, then actually the person will be a carnal man.
Okay.
But if the spirit is in control, the person will be a spiritual man. So yes, there is a constant war between the flesh and the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And it is my choice to whom I will give the upper hand. If I give it to the spirit, I will be a spiritual person. If I give it to the body, I will be a carnal man. That's why St. Paul said, I discipline my body and bring it into subjection, lest after I preach at others, I myself be disqualified. So the body has to be disciplined all the time, and the body has to be put under subjection. Like again, if I have a horse, I need to train this horse. How to tame the horse to be under my control. Because if the opposite happens, then it will be destructive. I discipline my body and bring it into subjection, lest after I preach it other, I myself become disqualified. So with this war, the person has to discipline the body, so he will end up as a spiritual person.
So mainly, we should keep the spirit as in control to control the body.
Absolutely.
Also, I would like to talk about emotions. God created emotions to love each other. But it is sometimes difficult to define love and distinguish the difference between true love and emotional attractions.
As I said, there are 4 types of love. Maybe when we speak about them, this will answer this question. The first type of love is called eros. And eros is selfish love. It receives only. It does not give. Mm-hmm. For example, when I say, I love apple, or I like apple, I like banana, this means I want to receive joy and pleasure from eating apple or from eating this fruit. So this is the first type of love, and it is very, very selfish. The second type of love is called philia. And philia, it is a mutual love. It's like love between friends. It receives and gives. So it's mutual love. But also it is a conditional love. What I mean by conditional? If the other person loves me, I will love him back. Mm-hmm. But if he hurt me, I will not love him anymore. Mm-hmm. So it is mutual, conditional love. It's called philia. The third type of love is called storge. Storge, it is actually the family bond. God put in us this bond in order to keep the family united. We don't do any effort to love our children. We don't do any effort to love our siblings. We don't do any effort to love our parents or our relative. Even when I see somebody, I never met him. And when I discover that this person is my relative, immediately I feel some sort of connection. That's storge. That is the family bond which God placed in us in order to keep the family united together. Mm-hmm. And the first type of love is agape. Agape actually is
the highest,
the divine love. And by the way, most of the time in the New Testament, the word that's translated love, actually in its Greek text, it's called agape. For example, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, it's about agape. Agape is a sacrificial love. It gives only, without expecting to receive. It's different than eros. Eros receives and does not give.
Giving back, yeah.
But agape gives without expectation to receive at all. Also, it is unconditional. It's loving even my enemy, loving those who hurt me. And also, it is limitless. It's not for a certain group or a certain category of the society. I love the rich and the poor. I love the Christian and the non-Christian. I love the people from my race and country and the foreigners. Mm-hmm. And the last thing about agape, it is willful love. It is the faculty of the mind, not of the heart. It starts in the mind, and then it's processed from the mind to the heart. What do you mean by this? If I'm thinking about love your enemy, I will never have emotion to my enemy at the beginning. But here, I can make a decision with my mind to love this person and to do action of love toward him. As the Bible told us, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him a drink. So to answer your question, emotional attraction could be eros, or
Any
could
of
be
the
filial.
first three.
But the true love is the agape. And agape, it is sacrificial, unconditional, willful, limitless.
Not selfish.
And it starts in the mind, then it will be processed from the mind into
the
the
heart.
heart.
Okay, with this, Your Grace, we'll end our discussion today about purity and sanctity, but I'm sure we'll have more questions about it. This is not the end of our questions for His Grace. Thank you for joining us today, and hope to see you next time with more questions and more answers about chastity and purity.